Rick Ackermans, and Rick is going to talk about what's going on in RIST. Rick, take it away.
Hello? Is everybody
We hear
seeing my...
you, and we see a very familiar sight. All we have to do is look off to our south side out of our beautiful windows here, and this is what you will see.
Yes? Well, it's 1 o'clock just after lunchtime, so everybody's coming back from lunch, and it's always difficult to everybody's out there looking at the view. It's
That's
nice.
right. We got Bob out there herding people back in.
And in fact, it's too. Brad, could you hit the button in the back as you asked me to earlier and lower?
Yeah, I got you. I'll be right there.
Okay, there you go. Okay, good. That's better.
All right, you got an E for effort in recreating the effect. For those of you that have not been to a VidTrans in Marina del Rey before, we have this spectacular room with these shades that we end up having to run up and down at different times in order to make it so that you can still see the presentations, but enjoy the view that Rick was just showing there. So, all right, take it away, Rick.
All righty. So I'll make this quick. This is just a quick update because I only have 5 minutes. For RIST tutorials, there's plenty of other papers and plenty of booths to go to. So the RIST activity group meets every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Most weeks we have an additional breakout group meeting on Mondays to deal with specific topics that we assign as needed. And to date, the main activity group has had 177 meetings. So we've been meeting for 3 years and gotten quite a bit of work done. And like I said, this is just the main group. It doesn't include any of the breakouts. As everybody knows, and I see we have a lot of attendees here today, so I actually just updated this a few minutes ago to go back a little bit. I assumed everybody was fully familiar with what we did, but looking at some of the attendees, you may not be, so I'm going to do a little bit of backtracking here. The Video Services Forum, we first published the RIST TR06 back in October of 2018. Then we did TR06-2, which was the main profile. We started with the simple profile, then we went on to the more advanced main profile in March of 2020, about a year ago. Then we went back and did an update to the original TR01, making a few minor changes to it. Being that it's software, when you find out you can make it better, you do. Then we published TR06-2, which is our levels annex, in August of last year. And we are currently working on the advanced profile, which we hope to have done very soon in the next couple of months. Work progresses on it. The advanced profile, what we're currently working on is, and here's a brief slide showing what is on the roadmap for us to deal with in the advanced profile, is adding auto configuration, dynamic reconfiguration, messaging, content selection, congestion control, VBR support, internet, common clock, adaptive framework, VPN, IP payload, RIST tunnel, IGMP listener, and rendezvous point for a meet point to deal with firewall issues. For more information on all of these, I will show you where to go in a moment. Timeline of the work we've done, starting from February of 2017 through now, is shown here. I'll avoid reading it all out because I only have a few minutes left, and actually I was over when I started. But one of the things that it brings up here is in late 2018, you'll see something called the RIST form. For those of you who are not familiar with the RIST form, it is the marketing entity separate from the Video Services Forum. So we have the Video Services Forum, we deal with all the tech. And then the RIST Forum deals with the marketing and the education. The way that works is we have the RIST activity group, which works within the Video Services Forum. We do the standards. And then it's marketed and education is done primarily by the RIST Forum. As I said earlier, the RIST activity group meets Wednesdays at 11 a.m. You must be a VSF member to attend. I assume most of you in this call are. And then we have the RIST Forum, which is the marketing and education. and they meet at noon and every other week immediately after the activity group meeting. That is a separate entity from the VSF, so they have their own membership requirements. I would like to point out, if you want to know more, you can go to many of the booths here at the show, the virtual booths, which have RIST demonstrations taking place. And if you'll notice, you can also go to the RIST forum, which is right here. Of course, this assumes that the website is working nicely, which is a bit of an assumption, but fingers crossed.
Working better.
Working better, great. So I advise you to go to the various booths, many of which have RIST demos, and you can start with the RIST forum booth, who can direct you to other folks who have RIST demos going on. As we have a demo that we're doing at the show within many of the booths. And so I would strongly encourage you, when you can, to partake of the booths where you can find more information. And that's all I have in my 5 minutes as to where we are and where we're going. Once again, thank you very much. And, please go to the booths and ask about RIST.
Okay, that's great, Rick. You already got props on this on the chat, so excellent. Very much appreciate that update, Rick. Thank you.